plan to do this live. I just want to chat to someone. So two things happening. ENS is like a dual name service. It's got released its own token, which I think can maybe start a trend for other naming services. Personally, I'm interested in the handshake protocol. Hey Christian, how are you doing? How is Hong Kong? I see you are getting such a special ways of entertainment in Hong Kong. I saw Robin Bruce is I'm banned now. I tell you in a moment. I think I don't have super chat. The YouTube disabled ads on my channel, so I guess any ways of monetization as well. Because I did not verify my account. I was keep forgetting, so they banned my ads. So I think they actually might be shadowing some of my content, because I don't think I can be recommended as a trending maybe when I'm demonetized, but maybe I'm wrong. By the way, I feel so pity of you, like there in Hong Kong, because I saw our friend Robin going for a cruise trip. It's like, who go for a cruise? Is Robin Bruce 8-year-old? It's like, I don't know if I want to be friends with you guys anymore. Like, you guys literally going for a cruises around Hong Kong as the ways of entertainment. And do you think it's all right to do like this? Do you think it's good life? Yeah. I really don't know if I want to have friends like this. Yo, Joseph. I like, seriously, getting for a cruise around Hong Kong, and that's a fun. That's the way you have fun. You guys completely brainwashed there. You lost it. I'm gonna find new friends in Hong Kong. Yo, Paul. Hey, Joseph. Nothing going on. I here, as you can see, my shaving didn't go well today. Nothing. I guess I didn't really have anything in mind to talk about. I just come to do the random chat, but I'm willing to talk about anything that anyone wants to talk. So here's Paul. Paul, you can join, or anything else is also welcome to join. Which NFTs you got? Which NFTs? I tell you if they good enough, because I'm the expert. Hey, Paul.
Good morning.
Hey. There is no camera on your side.
Hang on one.
So the reason why I'm gonna talk to Paul, because I wanted to chat to the Paul before. So actually I set this up to actually have a chat with Paul. Joseph, the Philips it's been here for a while. It's actually the humidifier. It's in the winter in Poland. Indoor is quite dry.
What the fuck?
So I use humidifier to not have the, sore throat at night. I'm that uh I'm that comfortable of a person that I have to use humidifier to have it because I really, the poll disappeared. So yeah, like when the winter starts and I start using heating, I always go with the humidifier because yeah, like you can feel really harsh. Oh, yo, Joseph, you kind of have like a non-Polish name. So sorry, I was explaining this. Where are you from, Joseph? Maybe you should seek actually the good NFTs and not the Hong Kong closed space NFTs. What is the utility of this Hong Kong NFT? The free cruise, the free cruise ship you're gonna have? Entry to the pools in Hong Kong? Siema, siema, Joseph. Dąbrowa Górnicza. Dąbrowa Górnicza is the place. I know where is it, but I need to Google because, that's how I thought. In the good area. Sosnowiec, Katowice. Hmm. Paul, still your camera doesn't work. You can try to set this up. Yeah. Do you know? I actually tried to get to film school in Katowice. The radio and TV department under the name of Krzysztof Kieślowski. I applied there 3 times to this film school, and I didn't get in. But it was a long time ago. So now I'm 30. So the first time I tried was like 11 years ago, I think. Good times. So, but anyway, you're not from Katowice, so why I talk about Katowice? But I never been to Dąbrowa Górnicza. So. Yeah, Paul is having issues. That's okay. I have time. I'm not in rush. I actually made the video today, but I decided to not post it. I made the video about the names. Yo, Paul, I see you sorted it out. Hey, it's working now. But I cannot hear you. Okay.
Check,
okay.
check, 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 check.
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
How is it
How's
going?
my ping here? So good to talk to you again, Marcin.
Yeah, amazing. Last time I couldn't really talk to you because you were talking.
No, we got Paul had a lot to say.
Yeah. What about your which camera do you use, by the way?
This I gotta get my glasses on, is the Logitech.
Oh,
Like
so you use the
HD
separate
1080p one.
It should be better. Maybe it's how I get it. How is the quality of my video? I wonder.
Your quality is fantastic.
Yeah,
I use. Paul came in so clearly and so bright on me, and I noticed it sounds like I'm in a tin box.
But I use.
But I might use. Go ahead.
Yeah. I use. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm also using an audio interface for the audio, so the camera shouldn't be picking up my audio from the camera. It should be picking it up from my microphone going through my audio interface.
It should be microphone because the quality, because the audio quality is perfect.
My quality is not the best. I see that, and I heard it on the live.
For me, it's fine because I'm not a very complainful person.
Right?
For me, it's absolutely fine. But I don't know why your camera like this, especially if you use, because I use my laptop camera, but it's for sure not HD. So you might be something, but you can do it next time after we finish call. But probably in the settings somewhere, there must be that your camera is like at 480 pixels or something like this instead of set up to be in HD. I think that's the reason.
It could be. I'll take a look at it after the live. I mean, obviously, I want my quality to be as high as possible. Otherwise, people just aren't going to.
You need to check it. To actually make myself look better, I use this. So, after it's not perfect.
I do have a ring light too.
Sorry, Joseph. That will be just our casual talk, with the Paul. So I use this, but it's very tiring, like 1 or 2 hours with this light, and I'm tired. because like
Right.
super bright. You can't see it
So
on the
that's with my
camera.
ring light on. Is that any better?
Slightly,
Slightly.
but you
Well, we'll
can
have to check
actually
the
see
settings.
the rays. So
Yeah.
you
I
know,
kind of
like
like it, like you said, I like it better off just so it's not so
it's fine. I actually
bright.
use this light, and this light go to the wall, so it's reflecting from the wall. So I'm not getting this directly to me. It's bad this way, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah, I
actually
live in a closet, Martin, so I don't
so
have a lot of space here.
so I move it to the wall, so it's like not facing me, and it's my wall is white, so it's reflecting perfectly. I spent ages to figure it out. Wait a second, I need to turn off the light on the top.
You're wearing pants. I think this is the first time you've gone live wearing pants.
Oh, because yeah, it's no, the lives often I do wearing pants. They want light on. You can do the light on maybe if you're not bothered. I mean, Joseph says do the light on. I think they say quality is better. If you don't mind, of course.
Put the light on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Um,
Anything to help.
the lives are quite often with the pants, but when it comes in the morning videos are often with no pants, because I have the schedule. So I wake up, take the bath, I do my stuff. I love to do breathing. I exercise then, because this is like I like to do a lot of push-ups in the morning. Maybe not a lot for some, maybe a lot for others. And then when I finish this, I make the coffee and sit. And this is when I record. And by this time, I often do not have my pants on. So
Nice.
That's
I think all videos
scheduled.
should be made with your pants off. I think that should be a requirement for everyone.
I think so. Yeah. Enjoy your dinner, Joseph. It's okay.
So it's late in the afternoon. It's 5 o'clock or so there in Poland.
4:46 after the time change. That would be already past 5. But the light saving. Do you change the time in US?
So in the US we do, but I'm in Arizona, and it's one of the states in the union. I think it's the only state in the union that does not change. So we're in a different dimension here in Arizona. The extra hour of sunlight burns the grass, so we don't do it.
Yeah, I wish they would stop doing this. I think it's horrible idea, because like 200 years ago it made sense when you needed to save electricity, when you didn't have electricity, and like all of this stuff. But now it absolutely doesn't make sense, and it's pretty bad. When I changed the time for 2 days after, it's weird. Like it's this time it's not so bad, but the change into the later to the summertime is worse, I think.
I think it got started from the farmers, that the farmers, for whatever reason, wanted the extra hour of daytime hours to do farming.
Yeah.
But now that we have machines that do our farming, we don't really need to wake up at the crack of dawn and work till dusk.
Why would
so it's outdated. I don't know why they do it.
I think that there is a plan to change it now soon. So I hope in the coming years they're actually gonna stop doing this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it screws everything up. Like I have no idea what time it is in LA now, and back home in Minneapolis, where my family lives.
Yeah,
it's either 2 hours. Or 3
so you're from Minneapolis?
I was born and raised in South Minneapolis. I went to public school there, and as soon as I graduated high school, me and my best friend from high school loaded up and moved to Tucson, Arizona, to attend the University of Arizona. He has since gone on and runs the power company in 13 states, and I just stayed here because I loved it. I got sick of the cold winters. I got sick of shoveling snow. And
Minneapolis is super cold. Actually, some people think that Poland is cold.
Yeah, no.
Minneapolis is colder.
It's the coldest place on earth, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, literally, Minnesota can be at times some of the coldest places on earth, outside of like uninhabitable places,
Yeah.
But I've seen 40 below, 50 below zero. Wind chill so bad that you can't go outside for more than a couple minutes without risking frostbite. So, the weather there will kill you.
I never been there, but I like knowing what's going on around the world, so I always know what's the weather in other places. And I remember like randomly checking what's the weather in Minneapolis last year. That's what
Yep.
I do, and I was like minus negative 30. You know,
Yeah.
in Poland it doesn't get that cold. Like
Yeah.
people think Poland is like polar bears. No, it will get the this winters is like around 0. -10 is cold.
Yeah.
-10 is like very cold, and maybe you will get few days when it's -20, but it's at night, not during the
Fahrenheit?
day.
You guys, everyone in Europe,
Celsius. We use
Celsius.
Celsius.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. I'm not
Celsius.
smart enough to do conversions like that, but it sounds cold. I think
Uh,
-20 should be around like 0 Fahrenheit, right?
I guess so. Let me
Yeah.
let
Well,
me check.
0 in Minneapolis in January, 1 degree is a nice day. If you got, I mean, what do you need more than a single digit for, really? But
Yeah.
it's just not for me. I like the sunshine, the warmth, vitamin
-20
D.
would be like -4 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, close to 0.
So that's like maximum basically. That's
Yeah,
like you will not get colder than this, and but it's rarely. So it would rarely get below 0 when it comes to Fahrenheit in Poland.
but Minneapolis is a great city. Tons of art, culture, great history, theaters. It's referred to as the Minneapolis, at least there. So it's like a mini New York. I'm not going to try and pretend it's on the level of New York, but it's got a vibrant community, multicultural, great food, very foodie town, great theater, great arts, beautiful parks and rec. It's just too damn cold in the winter. There's great jobs there too. Lots of tech, lots of headquarters, Best Buy headquarters, Target headquarters. Wells Fargo has a big headquarters there. So lots of jobs. And that also trickles down to service industry. If people with good jobs tend to go out and dine and spend their money, and that helps out everyone. So it's a great city. I love Minneapolis. Yeah. I love Minnesota, but it's just too cold for me.
I watched some movie. I forgot what movie it was, and they were calling the Minneapolis Minneapolis.
Yep.
You know?
The Minneapolis, in the mini New York.
But apparently the like New Yorkers tease on that.
Yeah.
It's not.
They poo-poo on that.
It's not. Like, you know,
No.
in Poland, the often the cities like to call themselves the mini Berlin, you know?
The mini Berlin?
Mini Berlin, you know? It's
because I've heard that about Berlin. It's kind of like the techno or cultural center.
It meant to be like cool, you know? We're like cool people.
Young, hip.
So I come from near place that is called Wrocław, and it was German city Breslau. So many people would be like, "Oh yeah, it's like a mini Berlin." But when it comes to the places that are always called mini, they are not. They wish they would be.
Right. Oh, for sure.
It's like Minneapolis is probably closer. Minneapolis is like big. It's like 3 million people, right? So
the metro area is the actual proper city of Minneapolis, only 500,000 people, but then it's the Twin Cities. So you have Minneapolis and St. Paul. Mississippi River runs right down the middle.
Yeah.
So the west side of the Mississippi is Minneapolis. The right side or the east side of the Mississippi is St. Paul. And then you have 3 rings of suburbs that encompass those 2 twin cities, and there's 3 million people in that metro area. But in the proper city of Minneapolis, it's about 500 million. It's all you can fit, really, unless you build high rise.
In US, you always do the metro area, and it's always like probably like it's not so popular to actually consider the cities as the metro area. It's usually the cities. I'm not sure how they do it here, but now you're in Arizona.
Yeah, I've been in Tucson since 1992. We have visitors.
It's my mom. I live with a parent.
Hi, Mom.
She has not here. It's the headphone. Yeah,
and she probably doesn't speak English, but
no.
Yeah. So when do you plan on getting married?
I'm a little scared now. I'm a little scared now. I'm scared.
Now you got cold feet. I don't blame you.
Yeah, but no, I will marry. It's easy to, you know, like big. So we engaged here when my girlfriend visited here in Poland, and at first we were thinking, oh, I'm gonna get married here. But it's a lot of paperwork because Poland is still a lot of bureaucracy, and they would have to have different certificates from Hong Kong. But apparently in Hong Kong it's easier, so I will be able to get married in Hong Kong just with the passport, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going back to Hong Kong. I booked because Hong Kong right now remains probably the most closed place on earth regarding the COVID restrictions, which is I was praising Hong Kong for the first 6 months or the first year because there was no cases. They did amazing. But now all world is open, and that's the correct thing. Like we kind of, we the thing to do it. Those who want to get vaccinated, and you get back to life. But Hong Kong decided to remain closed, right? So if I go, everyone has to go through mandatory quarantine, and there is 2 weeks or 2 weeks. The quarantine cannot be done at home. There is specially designed hotels in which you can do quarantine. So when my girlfriend left, I was like, oh, I'm gonna follow her right after. But I checked, and hotels are overbooked till December, most of them end of December. So the earliest I found was 12 December till 26. That was now it's probably in already January or February if someone wants to get to Hong Kong. So that's why I'm still here. I couldn't go back because otherwise you can't do it. You actually have to do it in this specially designated hotel, the quarantine. So my flight would be 11 December. Then I'm going to spend 2 weeks in the hotel. And then I'm going to be reunited with the girlfriend. One thing I'm worried because for some countries, Hong Kong keeps 3 weeks quarantine. So
Wow.
For UK, I believe, maybe US, maybe not. Spain, which doesn't necessarily has case because I was reading study and I think since the summer they did not detect any case in the third week during the quarantine, and only 3 cases that tested positive in the second week. So people question why 3 weeks quarantine when it's no cases in the third week. Apparently there was like 99.9% of the cases, but they're like, no, we have. So I'm scared as the winter approach that they will throw me into 3-week quarantine instead. That would be maybe the issue. They have many weird stuff like if people get COVID, so if you get COVID there, you go to the hospital. Like that's not so you are, even if you're asymptomatic, you will be lying in the hospital. And then if you're healthy, if you test negative, they send you for 2 weeks of quarantine. That doesn't make any sense, right? After PCR test, if you tested negative, so basically you are not shedding the virus.
Yeah.
You have to do 2 weeks of quarantine.
Do 2 weeks anyway. But I guess that's better than being like nailed into your apartment, because I know they did that in mainland China, where if you refused to go to the hospital, they just locked your door and came back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I think Hong Kong tried to please mainland China because the main purpose is open the border, the quarantine-free travel with mainland China, because let's not pretend the 70% or over that business and all the travels is between Hong Kong and mainland China. Like, despite Hong Kong trying to be international city, the international business is much smaller part than the Chinese business. So they're trying to probably please China with this all crazy restrictions, but it's a little too much. I think it's great maybe if someone, for a person like me who is like anxious of everything, I'm germaphobe as well.
Right.
That's kind of okay. But for living, that's not. But I'm getting better with my germophobia now. So.
And the presence of mainland China's government in Hong Kong now doesn't concern you, being a foreign citizen at all?
I see no reason why would it affect me, because I never was politically engaged, right? So that's like, it's as long as you actually, the thing with foreigners in Hong Kong, they live in a bubble, so they never get really engaged in the majority of the foreigners is like, you are more likely rich because many of them is like bankers on crazy salaries. They live in nicer flats, they party often, so actually they don't live in the Hong Kong culture, but they live in the wealthier expat culture. Even if you're like regular for foreigner, not necessarily the rich banker, you're still in the bubble, kind of. You're not on the on this level. So many people actually, this is funny. Many foreigners, when there was protests, right? When the protests started in Hong Kong, they were like, no problem, not comment at all. But now when there's travel restrictions, they complain a lot. Oh, my freedoms, like. But when China take away the political freedoms, no problem for foreigners, because. But yeah, I'm not engaged. Because I don't want to, if you're foreigner, you don't want to do it. You don't want to cause yourself problems. But also, like, regularly for like living, that's the political situations for you not changing much, but it kind of feels strange there now because you feel they trying to push it. So before, Hong Kong was this amazing place when you can do everything and you never judged as the foreigner. And when you feel China is taking over, you kind of don't want to be there. So my girlfriend doesn't feel there good. Like, she said maybe she would like to move out, so we are thinking maybe getting a house in Poland. Because Hong Kong is just so unpredictable. Like, not
Right.
now,
I guess that would be my fear.
Yeah, if I go and I put the banner with the empty, with nothing, just the banner, empty white banner, it's apparently breaking the national security law, because there was one arrest made, which was because the same Poland was communist. They were doing the same protest, empty banners, and people would be arrested because the argument was, but we know what you want to say,
Right.
So
Yeah.
they arrested some person with empty banner in Hong Kong under the same thing, but we know what you want to say, so
Right.
so yeah, the freedom of speech is completely erased. Hong Kong like to claim they have freedom of speech, and the chief executive, she's like crazy. She say, "What freedoms we taking away? What do you mean? There is no freedoms taken away, but literally a journalist getting arrested, right? Like,
Right.
it's, but they pretend is fine. It's sad because Hong Kong is truly amazing place.
It
As
sounds that way.
Yeah, it's many people, I was like this. I went to Hong Kong and I didn't want to leave anymore because it absorbs you. Like, this is the truly the city that you actually get absorbed, because whoever you are in your like previous life, you starting fresh in Hong Kong, and you kind of never judged there. What I really like, despite you can do stupid stuff and you are not judged. Like, you are just fine because everyone does this,
You
so
speak Canton?
no, I too
No
difficult.
Cantonese? Yeah.
Few words, right?
Yeah. Josan.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah.
So
I mean, Joe-san is
good morning.
good morning. Yeah. So, like, my girlfriend would be very proud.
So
Joe
I
Tao
mentioned you.
is good night, so I know this.
Yeah, I know a few words in both Mandarin and Cantonese. I work for a Hong Kong born dentist during the day. He immigrated to Chicago in 1970, and he was about 15 years old. So his family actually was in Taisan, which is a village in Canton. And then the communists chased him and his family to Hong Kong. And then they were political refugees. His father was like a lawyer and educator and wore glasses. And the communists come after anyone that wears glasses first, because, if you can read, you are a threat. And so they, political refugees, immigrated to Chicago. And that was 40 years ago or 50 years ago. And so most of our patient base at our dental clinic is Southeast Asians with a heavy group of mainland Chinese. So I've had a large exposure to the culture, the food, and then, of course, we talk politics every day, all day long about Chinese politics. So I have a little insights, and I know we've talked about it a little bit in the past in chat. I do want to kind of hit on some of these ideas that I had told you about, maybe how we could help to grow your channel.
Can we talk more about politics?
Oh, of course. We can.
I'm curious. Okay, like, I'm curious.
I've got about 7 hours before I got to be anywhere, so we can talk anything you want to talk about.
Do you even sleep?
Yeah, I just woke up.
All right. So you work
Yeah, I
later.
get off of work about 11 o'clock at night, and then I usually screw around till about 1 o'clock in the morning and then sleep till about 7. When you get old,
Oh,
you don't need so much
only
sleep.
6 hours of sleep?
When you get old, and if you're not putting in toxins into your body, when you sleep, your body goes into repair mode. And if you're not doing toxic damage to your body all day, your body won't require such a long repair time. And also, it changes as you age. I can't lay in bed for 9 hours. My body just won't allow it.
So now
So,
I
yeah, about
spend in bed a lot, but I wasn't, and I know I sleep 2 hours more than I require. But
right.
we can get to it because it's
And you
interesting.
also know you have some neural divergencies that can cause those kinds of that oversleeping can be a symptom of your neural divergence.
I think I do oversleep on the antipsychotics, but
Hmm.
it for sure alter my REM
Yeah,
sleep because, but I don't mind this because which is like I'm fascinated on about those things. So I'm much better on this, but I get crazy dreams, like the insane. And the also another thing, I know that I'm oversleeping because I have massive amount of REM sleep, and this comes at the very end. And you actually, if you already like it, like having a lot of REM sleep, that's not very regenerative sleep. Actually, apparently,
that's right.
to what I found, this is the last thing. Some people claim, hey, REM is most important, but it's like, then why we get this as the last one? It's
Right.
probably not as important because the first one we get the deep sleep, which is we get 2-3 hours a night. So that would mean this might be most regenerative, and the REM, as the night progress, we get this more towards towards the morning. But yeah, like I'm getting crazy
How do
dreams.
you judge how much REM sleep you're getting? Do you film yourself and watch your
No, I don't watch the sleep because I was thinking about this in the past, but I would develop the obsession. So I don't wear any sleeping ring or anything like this, because if I would find out that my sleep is 80% optimal, I would start freaking out that it's not perfect, that it's not over
right?
95%. So that's why I cannot wear the ring. But I know because I you sleep short period of time, so maybe when you wake up you don't remember your sleep, like
Nothing,
your dream.
nothing, never, unless it's very vivid. You know,
So this is 6 hours, you can't. But as my father wakes up before 6, so I already wait. I have like I often would wake up every half an hour since then, every hour, and I still lie in bed for 2-3 hours and sleep. In this period I can go through 3 different dreams. So I don't measure this, but I know I dream in the like early hours a lot. So probably I would feel quite similar if I wake up 2 hours earlier or 2 hours later. But I would feel mentally bad because if I would sleep too early, because I have quite a high obsessions on the about the sleep, So that's just how I am. But I wanted to get back. Sorry, one question. So you have a lot of mainland Chinese customers,
we call them
um,
patients, but yeah,
patients.
yep,
Um,
it's a health clinic.
is there, because I know that actually the Cantonese people, they truly hate. I mean the Cantonese. Let's say these people who escape, they truly hate kind of CCP and communist.
Love China though.
Though mainland Chinese people, they're not like this. They're actually very pro, even they are
Hmm.
abroad. Often you would meet them. So, is there any discussion that they defend that, hey, Xi Jinping did much good for China? China is very good, right? And is
I
there,
get that. They
but when it comes to Cantonese person, they're like, they hate them. They hate this, even like talking like this. Often, I feel no.
Well, I think anybody that has experienced freedom in the Western world is going to
Yeah,
have a negative slant on communism. But as
yeah,
far as patriotism, um, extremely patriotic people, regardless if they were immigrants or came here illegally or whatever method they got here, they are very patriotic and love China. And I think really, truly want to see China succeed. I mean, even my dentist, who hasn't been there for 50 years, took a backlash from our community because He said coronavirus started in a lab in Wuhan, and people called him an expatriate, or an anti-patriot, because of a statement, because of his opinion on a certain matter.
Yeah. So in
But
Hong Kong, everyone called it Wuhan virus. Everyone
yep,
I know called it Wuhan virus.
right,
Every Han Chinese in Hong Kong that I know called it Wuhan virus, and each of them didn't understand why like West doesn't want to call it Wuhan virus, but it's Wuhan virus. It's from China and it's all China fault. That was the rhetoric in Hong Kong.
okay.
My girlfriend till this day called it Wuhan virus. That's
Well, again, we called the Middle Eastern respiratory illness. We called that German measles.
Yeah,
it's the
but
way we've labeled these things. I mean, I think we live in a time where we're trying to get away from these classifications and grouping people. But
but yeah,
at the end of the day, I mean, like you said, it started in Wuhan. It's the Wuhan virus. I mean, no big deal.
And also, like, I think your dentist understand, like, because it's my girlfriend is the same. They don't they don't pretend that China is they actually know what China what China is, but the mainland Chinese people, they are treated and they are made very fragile. So every attack, the rhetoric that you would have there is like, if people say like this, they are hurting you, they are hurting our nation, they are hurting 1.4 billion people, and they have this rhetoric. So whoever says it, they think it's attack on them, like you have to defend, right? It's the West, it's US who made the virus, it's not them. It's like, it's always the same,
Right.
But you probably noticed the Cantonese people are probably greatest entrepreneurs I ever seen. Like, it's all about money. Like, isn't
I'll tell you
it?
the thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the thing I love most about Southeast Asians is they always bring food to their appointments. Like, if they go to the doctor or go see the dentist, they're going to bring you a meal. They're going to bring you some soup.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love that about them.
Yeah, but like but yeah, as I said, like, that separate thing, like, about the Cantonese being good with business overall. They're like really hardworking people. I think. So, but yeah, Southeast Asian, they love sharing food, and probably they give the gift to the dentist, right? Does they give the gift?
Yeah,
or
of course.
How is the bird nest? Does they give bird nest to your? Do you know bird nest or not? This little juice, or
no.
They used to give it to the doctors sometimes in Asia, especially in Southeast Asia. But I traveled a little bit through the region there, but maybe not that much. What did we talk before the politics? Because I changed the subject. I forget.
I don't know. Does it matter?
No, but it was I think
Well, we were talking about you. What I was trying to drive at earlier was if your intentions were to get married in Hong Kong or get married in Poland. I'm trying to plan my vacation schedule here around your wedding, so when I self-invite, I could show up somewhere.
Well, I could put like, this is another problem, because my girlfriend, she want to have wedding, and I don't want to have it. Like, I just don't want wedding. But
You don't want a ceremony?
No, I hate it. I hate the group of people. I hate the people gatherings. I don't want people to have fun. It's like, but the good thing in Hong Kong is that there is only dinner, so they don't party. So if I would do wedding in Poland, there is heavy drinking whole night, which is
for sure
complete. In Hong Kong, it's just dinner and go home. They don't have the idea of having fun, so that's a positive thing. My girlfriend will probably get a lot of gold. That's in the tradition,
nice.
She will be all
the red envelope.
Red envelopes, bracelets, so that's all important thing there. You divorced, right?
So nothing in my life is straightforward or not complicated. Technically, I mean, we'd have to check with my wife, but I think I'm still married. I've been permanently separated from her since, we'll call it 2009. I'm a
Oh, so
recovering
11 years, and you don't know if you've been
divorced. But
divorced.
again, I gotta explain myself a little bit.
Yeah, go on. I'm curious.
So again, I guess I'm sharing about things that I might be putting myself at risk a little bit, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I
I
think
mean,
my story.
like, because like, I also, I don't want to force it. Like,
No, no, not at all.
so.
I'm an open book. I don't have a real big problem sharing, but I mean, there's obviously people in my life that I don't want to upset by telling my story. But
Not many
I've been,
people watch this anyway.
that's what I'm counting on, right? But I was a heroin addict for about 10 years, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
about 7 years into recovery now. So I think March 15th will be my 8th year of being completely off opiates. So there was some dark times, Marcin, and that was the reason why my marriage failed. My wife got tired of living with a drug addict. We had
Wait a second. Hey, Reda, Paul is the viewer, and I like chatting with Paul. That's all the. Paul maybe doesn't have the space in the blockchain
so
space, but
what?
he has
Oh, it's
on my
Retta.
channel.
I'll explain to Retta too the value I'm trying to bring to the program. I'm a new retail investor, and I'm an honest
Yeah,
guy.
I want to know your story, your
Okay,
addiction
well,
story.
back to my story. So
I'm
anyway,
worried. I'm not interested about blockchain.
I know, but
I don't care.
I
I care about people.
right.
Yeah.
It's just funny because I've done a lot of research, and the thing is with like YouTube, you got to bring value, and that's what that question is what's the value that I bring, and I can get to that, but let's get back to this. So just to give you a little context, my mother passed away from cancer. I was at the time involved in the drug trade. I was in organized crime and doing some very nefarious things. After my mother passed, I slipped into a very dark rabbit hole and I started using black tar heroin. And of course, that led to my eventual demise. I lost my family, lost my house, lost my cars, lost my job, my whole, my marriage went in the crapper. And my wife told me to get out and get my shit together. And it took a few years, and that's what I did. And so during those times, though, when I was using, she has lawyers in her family. She could have probably filed for divorce, put my name on the papers, and it could have gotten done. There was some speculation too, if we were actually married, that we got married in Las Vegas, and you have to like send in your documentation to the courthouse after your marriage for it to be legit. I don't know if that ever happened. It wasn't. We only got married because for family. Neither of us were really that, like you. We were in love. We didn't care about a piece of paper, but we did it anyways. Her grandmother who raised her was Catholic, and my mom and dad at the time were also Christians. So they wanted to see us married. So we did it. And but it was never really that important to us, to me and my wife. And so anyway, I'm not sure of my marital status. I think a few years ago, I looked it up at Clark County, the county for Las Vegas. And I think I saw the record there. It was still good. So I'm
But you're
probably
not in touch, right? Not in touch.
Oh, we're best friends, but she lives with her boyfriend.
So you talk.
Oh, we talk all the time. We talk every day. We're having lunch today.
And you have one child? Or
yeah, Marley.
And
named after
you
Bob
in touch
Marley.
as well?
We had dinner Monday night. Yeah, she's an educator. She teaches full time at her high school. Graduated from her high school at 16 years old and was teaching there at 20. Pretty amazing kid.
How old is she?
She's 23 now.
Oh, how old are you?
I'm 47.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
Well,
I'm a man child. I just kind of resigned to the fact that I haven't grown up really yet. I'm probably not going to.
It's fine. It's
I'm
but
happy.
You still have your hair.
I got a ton of hair.
Have you, when you had addiction, have you ever slept that you were like homeless, you were not working, or you were like just fine, you had the life sorted, you were going to work and you were just using heroin?
So in the beginning, of course, when I started using, I was already like I said, I was involved in the drug trade. I was making plenty of money.
How much?
I've held $250,000 in cash like this.
Don't say
an actual. I got it.
Yeah, don't say if you cannot say it.
Again.
Whatever.
So again, it's a complicated story, but I've already been arrested and convicted as a member of a cartel. So it's all documented. So anything I say is already on paper. I've already paid the price for it.
So you
So
are
they
in
can't
prison.
double. Let's call it jail. Prison and jail in this country are two different things.
Oh, okay,
Again,
sorry.
so I'm kind of jumping around in my story, but yeah, I've been to jail a bunch of times. I've been to jail so many times that I stopped saying I'm never coming back. Like your first time you go to jail, when you're walking away, you're like, never coming back here.
Yeah.
And then your second time, like, this time I'm serious. And then after like 5 times, you're just like, we'll see you later. But again, my life has changed. I'm not that person anymore. I've killed the addict within me, the lifestyle, and the selfishness. All these things that make you an addict. I've worked very hard in the last several years to try and correct and be a better person. So when I tell my story, I want to let you know that I'm not trying to glorify it, or I'm not proud of it. It's a burden I carry. The damage I've caused in people's lives and the true tornado that I've caused in my family and my friends is really shameful. And it's a regret. Especially with my daughter, I'm not winning any Father of the Year awards. That's for sure. I'm trying to improve on that every day. I'm trying to make up for lost time. But, with kids, you can't ever change that. You can only hope to improve it. But I've been through some stuff, to say the least. And for several years, I struggled with opiate addiction. Yeah. And I've used every drug under the sun for sure.
My uncle died of the drug overdose. Heroin addict, I believe. I don't actually so he's dead now. Couple years. Is my mom brother. So he started as the teenage, and I don't know what. But his first conviction, so he wasn't engaged in the cartel. At around 20-year-old, he was arrested for the robbery on pharmacy. So it was quite common there to rob the pharmacy, but then he was doing a bunch of crimes, and he was always an addict. So I remember we would send him to prison the tramadol because he loved taking that. But apparently he was clean by then. He had a bunch of tattoos, and when I was a child, I saw the TV because there was the reportage on the at night about the people who swallow the spoons to get to the hospital from
to
prison.
get the drugs.
No.
From prison. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Swallow it.
Yeah.
So you go to hospital.
Then they send you out. Yeah, they roll you up and send you out.
Mom, I think I saw the uncle in the TV, and it was him. He was bunch of scars here. So last time around, he was 40. He left. He spent 7 years last time in prison. I never know what for, but I know he had robbery. When the 90s in Poland was crazy, there was popular robberies on the jewelry stores in Germany and Austria. They were driving on, going robbing them and escaping. So he spent the time in Austria and stuff. I always loved talking to him. But last time he left, he was always weird. He actually was never on the path like you, right? He was always a little bit aggressive. He was maybe a little bit aggressive guy. And he left to UK, and he was apparently working there. And at some point, 2 years later, they called to my mom and they said he's dead, and probably the drug overdose. He was shooting in the arm, from what I know. I'm not sure. So probably he was actually using all his life. I don't know. You would never say. But he was his life was complete rubbish. Always, he never got straightened up. He always was doing crime, and he left the prison. He didn't think of getting job, right? It wasn't but I think it was actually fentanyl, because he was so experienced user that I don't think he was suicidal. I don't.
Right.
So at that time, the fentanyl was becoming popular. I don't know anything about it, but I would guess that if he died, it wasn't probably the first time. So maybe the life wasn't going right, but I don't think it was suicide. I think it was just mistake.
Right. That happens too. And I mean, I feel fortunate to have done drugs in a time when fentanyl wasn't really that popular, because I think I probably would have been
Yeah.
a victim of fentanyl. It's just crazy how many lives fentanyl has taken, and now the car fentanyl. But it's a shitty high, by the way. People, again, they try and think of these drugs as making you feel good, or once you're an addict, you don't feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, at best, you just feel normal. But
Yeah.
it's a terrible way to live, and it is just demoralizing. And even if you're not suicidal, if you're in withdrawal, you're suicidal. I mean, I've had suicidal thoughts so many times, and I love myself. I mean, I know no one else maybe love this guy, but I think I'm great, right? But withdrawal and drug addiction will change your mind on that and make you think things that you would not normally think, and make you do things that you would not normally do.
So, though, like, as you addict, I believe there is nothing euphoric, but probably the first time trying heroin or morphine is quite euphoric. But as I know, the fentanyl actually is not very euphoric.
Not very euphoric.
So
that's the point I was driving at.
My mom got fentanyl today because she had some she was actually going to the clinic. She has the test done, so that was the
the anesthetic.
Anesthesia. Yeah. And she showed me, which, because I always know, like, she was like, oh, what medicine? I was like, oh, fentanyl. But yeah, fentanyl is not euphoric, so people don't feel fun on this. They're just dizzy, apparently. And
it's not euphoria. I think that's what people are chasing, is euphoria. But it's not a very euphoric drug. I mean, it's just a garbage drug. I mean, of course, in a hospital setting, it has its uses, it has its purposes, but as a recreational street drug, it's garbage.
Yeah, I heard, because do you know the show Hamilton Pharmacopoeia? Pharmacopoeia. So, I love this show. I will send you the link. He talked about a lot of the psychedelic drugs, but there is often, like, he discuss any other drugs, and he's on the opinion that all drugs should be legal. I actually have the same opinion. I think apparently he was telling the story of the fentanyl. The guy who invented fentanyl, he was hoping it will solve the addiction problem because it will bring down the price of the heroin, and apparently the big part of the addiction is this, like, kind of poverty and being excluded. So he was actually thinking he's doing the good thing there, but it actually ended up to being bad thing. And all of the invention, they never meant to be the kind of bad thing there, And also, I'm not sure if you heard, there was let me even check this famous guy, because I like reading about drugs. I never been addicted, so that's very important. Like that, my views might be different from the, like, recovering addict, right?
Again, I mean, I think I have a different view than most recovering addicts too, or most addicts. Most recovering addicts are in a 12-step program. Are you familiar with 12-step, like AA or NA?
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't work for me. And I just saw my addiction as a behavior problem. That when you put the plug in the jug.
There is a guy called Carl Hart. Have you heard of him?
Carl Hart? No.
So Carl Hart, he's the professor. Let me see which one. And a few years ago, there was massive controversy because he said he is taking heroin recreationally. He's psychologist and neuroscientist at Columbia University. He's not an addict, right?
Well, according to him, right?
I do believe, you can check, but he admitted that he enjoyed heroin once, when the time passed and the weekend come, he should.
I mean, I know plenty of people that do coke that way. There's drugs you can do recreationally on the weekend. You can be a weekend warrior cokehead, but I don't know anybody that does meth.
I don't think he was doing very often.
I don't know anyone that does heroin recreationally.
He said, I recommend you, like, I wonder, like, you can watch him, listen, and tell me what you think. But he was, like, big proponent of actually discussion about the the drugs. I also recommend you the Hamilton Morris, but Hamilton Morris is more into the psychedelics, psychoactive
Hmm.
drugs, and like it's a lot of chemistry for me. Like chemistry is like really fascinating. I know nothing about chemistry, but I love watching it, and because it's such a like amazing thing to discover, but yeah, this guy, he's working like, he's the scientist, and he said from time to time he would do heroin because he like a little bit for relax, and that's
Yeah, sure. If I could
that's
just do a little bit every once in a while, I
but
think it would be great. I mean, again, like opiates in general make you feel good,
I
take away
don't
your
think
pain.
if you are
Right.
the addict, right, like
Right.
yeah, you
I
can't do it. That's obvious. You
can't ever
can't
do it
do it.
again. I know.
Yeah, like you
No, I
can't do it,
mean,
so it's
I
different
don't even.
because I think the personality is like big factor to it. To
Yes.
the
Well,
addicts have certain personalities as well, probably.
yes. Yeah,
Yes,
I concur.
but
But it,
I'm speaking. I the all I'm speaking is from non-addict
right.
perspective. So uh,
I know that what we call microdosing. You heard of microdosing? We take a small amount of a psychedelic, not enough to get a big effect, but that's been the trend. And I thought about you too with psilocybin, with magic mushrooms. That I'm
so
wondering if you've ever looked into doing, or even considered doing, maybe a microdose to
I
maybe
so
alleviate
yes, there
symptoms.
is there is so I'm not I apparently can't do now, because people don't recommend when something is on SSRIs.
Hmm.
So I maybe in half year I will start winding off, and finally maybe I would try mushrooms or like a little bit of LSD. But with this would be massive. I have many friends who would take it. I never took it because I know myself, and I know I
Yeah.
could have go through the terror. Like
Yeah, you could
I
have
was
a
like, no, I'm
negative
not taking.
reaction.
I'm not
Yeah.
taking. But also, I know you can stop it. Like it's worth when someone experiment. Apparently having Xanax, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. You can
when
knock down just about anything with Xanax.
when you have terror trip, you pop the Xanax, and
Yeah.
you will be fine. So that's good thing for everyone. Like if probably if people trying for the first time, they should have it. I guess. Have you ever tried the
Yeah.
psychedelics like mushrooms or
Me?
LSD? Yeah,
Me? Yeah. Lots of
yeah,
times.
yeah,
I've probably taken LSD like 1,000 times or 2,000 times. I don't
yeah,
mess with it anymore because I'm just too old. It's a big commitment. If you take a real hit of LSD, you're talking about like an 8 or 10 hour commitment. Plus, your brain's
yeah.
gonna sizzle for the next day. Mushrooms, though, it's like usually like more of a 3 to 5 hour experience,
Yeah,
and it's
but are you still
typically not as
taking that
intense. So.
mushrooms, because that's completely different? You
Yeah,
know.
every once in a while, I'll take a trip up the mountain and I'll take my folding chair and I'll stick it out there in the woods and I'll eat a couple mushrooms and commune
Oh,
with
that's
nature,
amazing.
kind of blow the pipes out. But again, I'm very careful about the chemicals I put in my body just because I know my propensity to want to do drugs and want to feel good. I just love everything that makes me feel good. So I got to be really careful about what I do.
Do you think it
And
helped you with your addiction before?
no, not me.
No.
I just
No.
take drugs to because I like them because I like the way they make me feel.
That's
I'm not a spiritual person.
bro. Like this is why you would like this Hamilton Morris, because he's like, hey, recreational use, it's okay. We don't
Yeah, I
have to
mean, be
pretend.
honest.
Like we
Yeah,
don't
be
have to,
honest.
because I also hate this. Many people say medical marijuana. I'm like, what the hell is medical marijuana? Why
For my
don't
back.
make recreational marijuana? Why
Yeah,
people cannot take it as the recreation? That's the problem.
yeah.
Recreation is nothing wrong. You
No,
can have recreation in
I
your
mean,
life. So yeah.
right. Everyone
No.
is looking for a change in consciousness. Most people, that's why we drink. That's why we do drugs. We're trying to change the way we feel. So
Yeah.
you got to find ways of doing that in the most healthy way possible. Now, with cannabis use, yeah, the risk is minimal. There's nothing completely safe. I don't want to advocate like smoking weed is completely
Yeah.
safe.
I don't like
Inhaling
weed.
any kind of yeah. Go ahead.
I'm one of these rare people who don't really enjoy weed. Like
Well,
I smoke quite regularly, and sometimes was okay, but I don't really feel it doesn't relax me. Weed
right. It
doesn't.
doesn't fit your personality. And
No,
again,
I feel shaky, like shaky a little bit when I smoke,
yeah,
and so I didn't smoke for like past 2 years now. I think I would have periods when I would smoke regularly, but this was never my thing, and I just don't enjoy it. So like, I don't imagine like some people say it's painkiller. I think it's the paracetamol is probably better painkiller than weed, right?
right. And then
So,
again with the CBD, I don't know. You guys probably have CBD there too,
yeah,
right?
they have
CBD is
it.
the new push. But again, I've taken CBD and I've made creams, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, so
But
it's like the only thing I would try, like as I said, benzodiazepines minimal because
yeah,
I'm actually very restrictive. So yeah, I take antipsychotics and antidepressants. I have bunch of zolpidem and I just don't take it. But
yeah. I love
even
benzos
I'd
too.
love to take it,
Yeah, me
but
too.
I just don't
But I
want to get
don't.
myself that
Yeah.
like I it's the like if it's gets so bad at some point I like to have it in my shelf. I'm
As a
open with my
therapy.
doctor. I open to my
Yeah.
doctor. Look, I like to keep it as the like kind of placebo effect, like so placebo. Like I like to have zolpidem because I used to struggle with sleep, and I don't take it. The fact I have it is
The
great.
fact that you have it at
Yeah.
your disposal makes you more comfortable. That
Yes.
makes you,
It's
that
make it.
just having it around. I understand that
Yeah.
completely. And again, like you said, placebo effect is actually a strong effect
Yeah.
that it's not, people think of placebo as being a fakey, but placebo is just your body healing.
Yeah.
It's strong and it works.
People
I've got,
people don't
go ahead.
realize how strong is placebo. That's why when they do medical trials, it's so important
They have to
because
outperform the placebo,
some
and that's tough to
people,
do.
yeah, some people like get a shot of something or take the fake medication. It's nothing, and
Yep.
they would have fever and shit like this.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
this is very strong. So uh, yeah, placebo is like super. Our brain is powerful. That's the thing.
Well, that's it too. That medication typically doesn't heal. Medication just allows your body to heal.
Yeah,
So, like, an antibody does not heal. It just creates an environment in
yeah,
which your body now can heal itself.
yeah, yeah.
So it's always your body that does the healing. Medication just helps to provide an environment in which you can either,
That's
sustain
a
or
good
heal.
word because many people say the medication is not the solution. I used to be on SSRIs before, and they put me back to the place where I could be like, oh, I don't need them anymore, and I start winding off. But before that,
Right.
without them, I couldn't even start. Like, so that's
Right.
I think that's why many people should not hesitate sometimes because it's like, oh, it's medication, but one doctor told me it's like better to be dependent on medication than not enjoy your
Absolutely.
life.
I
So
mean, I took a drug called Suboxone, which is to alleviate withdrawal symptoms from opiate. It is an actual partial opiate antagonist. So you do get addicted to the Suboxone, but without it, you just have no real chance of recovery. That, it's a crutch. Yeah, I was addicted to Suboxone, but I only needed to take it once a day, where when you're using heroin, you have to use 4, 5, 7, 11 times a day. So it helps to stabilize your brain from doing this, where you're going up and down all day long, gets you at an evil plateau. And now your brain, again, can heal. You can work on some of your issues because you're not fighting this constant, I got to stave off withdrawal.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was going with that point. But again, you got to take your medication if you need it. And if you don't, you're going to be sick.
And I think many people, like, this is so important. Take your medication regularly. Like, I never skip a day. Like, I take them so regularly that, many people start medication, and often maybe, like when you start medication, it sometimes feels not good. It feels not perfect, but you actually have to go through this part. Like 1 month,
you got to get
2
to
months.
homeostasis.
Yeah, and it will get better. I had some horrible reaction, to the like But it's quite common. People get epilepsy when they start medication. They become epileptic. That's reaction. That's, you have to go through it.
Right.
That's the
But you have to weigh. I mean, is your life better with it or without it? And if your life is
100%. Like, I'm social. Like,
right,
I'm without medication. I'm not social. Like, I was nightmare for my girlfriend. I Every day I just complain. It's like I would
yeah,
wake up. I didn't sleep well. I wake up 5 times. Then I couldn't sleep for 2 hours. I was like, oh, I'm worried if I will sleep tonight. I'm so I don't feel good. I was like, really. So I never. I'm not suicidal guy or anything like this. It's quite opposite. My brain chasing, and I this time, for example, I become fixated on sleep. So this is what, like, I developed massive obsession on the sleep, that I will not sleep. And I was very scared of the nights and everything night related. So I would not leave home past 7 p.m. And stuff like this. I was perfect. Like, I would exercise. I was super lean, super strong. I could do tons of pull-ups, everything perfect, right? But I was scared all the time. I was unhappy guy, like. So I was like, oh, I'm not taking medication, because I also was going to therapy, and therapists say, no, you don't need medication, it's good, you don't need medication. But so then I start losing weight, like now I'm like 76, 77, which I feel so good. um so when I was sliding down, I got down to 66 kilograms. I'm 186 tall. So I didn't know I was losing taste and appetite. That was my symptom, right? I would complain my teeth hurt. My Many people don't realize, because when they see, oh, you ill, you feel sad. I didn't feel sad. I was complaining because I was saying my fingers hurt me, my knees hurt me, my teeth hurt me. I would go to the psychiatrist and I would say, my teeth hurt me, I cannot bite. That was my symptoms, right? So it was lasting for a year. And then I got the SSRI only. Before I used to get in US it's Seroquel, which is
yep,
quetiapine.
yep.
And
I'm
also I
familiar with
was getting
Seroquel.
benzodiazepines when I was starting first time on the SSRIs. Now I got on the SSRI, which is the Lexapro in US would be.
Yep.
And I started on 7.5 milligrams. 2 days in, my brain was like, I I had extreme reaction. It's not normal. Like, I felt my skin was burning when I start medication. So I remember this day I was taking a bath and I got like goosebumps all over my body. It was 2 days taking Lexapro. I just started. I was disappointed on myself, because it was like, oh, I didn't make it. I need to go back on medication again. I left the bath and I already couldn't stop moving. This was my thing on the starting Lexapro. It's like I couldn't stop it. This is what I was doing all the time, right? It's weird saying like this now. And I asked my mom, I'm scared. I think something bad is happening. And this night I didn't sleep all night. In the middle of the night, I went to my mom. I was, Mom, can you go with me, because I'm scared, I'm dying, right? And my mom lied here with me. So that, like, I'm living with parents right now. So, and all night I was holding my mom hand, crying and asking, Mom, I'm dying. I was convinced I'm dying, right? The next morning, I was calling to the psychiatric hospitals if they can take me, because I can't fall asleep. Nothing. I was just couldn't stop moving. So, but then on the evening, I got to psychiatrics and I got sedatives. So it got better, right? So that's just reaction. Like, I'm fine now. This wasn't normal reaction. I'm not like this on a
Right.
daily basis, but that's why I'm on the medication. And whoever said, like, I'm really, why I often talk about medication, because I'm really annoyed when people come, did you try yoga? Did you try exercise? Yes, I did fucking do everything. I exercise more than you. Like to people, like, I exercise every single day.
Right.
My my therapist would be like, did you remember to exercise? I'm like, bitch, I'm cycling every day.
That's everyone's answer for everything. Oh, just go to the gym, work out, you'll feel
I
better.
was
But when
8% 8% body fat, cycling every
lucky
day.
you.
I'm like, the fuck. I just was like,
no,
you know.
I mean, that's just a common reaction that people have that don't want to spend the time to really understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a disease. There's a movie called A Beautiful Mind that documents John Nash's life. And he goes through that struggle where, I mean, here's a brilliant mathematician, one of the smartest guys probably in math and science. And he wants to fix the problem in his brain with his brain. And the doctor says that won't work. You know, the problem is your brain. You can't fix your brain with your brain.
Yeah.
And that's what people think. You're going to just exercise or eat right, and you're going to somehow change the chemistry in your brain. And that's not the case. You need, like you said, like your SSRIs to help to stabilize your brain chemistry. And once your brain chemistry got stable, your life improved.
And I'm not saying I'm not going to get off this. I will. And we'll see what's then, you know, like.
And if you have to spend the rest of your life on an SSRI, and you can have, it's fine. Yeah. If you have a happy and productive life, and you're not stuck inside your head, and you're not stuck inside your home, and afraid to go out and afraid to interact, because what kind of life is that?
Yeah, you know? It's so much better now. So I want to tell people it's because now I think everyone got obsessed about yoga, meditation, and stuff like this, and you read the articles. Yeah, it works great, because when I start exercising, you know, believe it or not, like 3-4 years ago, I couldn't do a pull-up. So
I still can't. I never have.
You need to be committed. That's it. So, like, did you watch the show on Netflix, Bojack Horseman?
Yeah, I've seen some.
I love Bojack Horseman.
Not every episode, but I've watched a good bit of it.
I love it. I was a huge fan of this, and there was always the guy running, and at some point the Bojack tried running, and he hates it so much. It's so tiring, and the guy said,
"Running's the worst."
No, like like I don't like running. My knees hurt, but
I do it, but
I used to do it before.
Can I just share a quick story about my life too?
Yeah. Go on. I'm just.
It was on my daughter's birthday in June 16th. I went for a primary checkup, and I don't know the kilo conversions. You'll have to work with me here, but I was 296 pounds.
Sorry, because I didn't feel the finish. So the running guy says, it gets easier, but the difficult part, the hard part is you gotta do it every day.
Yeah,
that's the hard part, right? So
they say it takes 60 days to make a habit. So you got to do something, whatever it is you want to do. You got to do it 60 days in a row to make it a little bit easier. Because once you do it for a couple months, you'll have the habit, and you won't have to try so hard.
I do push-ups and pull-ups every single day. This is the habit. It's not. Yeah. Now you go with the story.
So June 16th, I go to the doctor for a primary checkup, and I weigh in just about 300 pounds, which was the heaviest.
I saw it, because when you pull your arm up,
my bingo wings, bingo.
I see the skin. Yeah.
I mean, again, a consequence, but and since then now I'm down to I think yesterday I was 246, so about 60 pounds of weight loss.
Just over 100, 110, 115. Oh, you big guy.
Right, but smaller today than I was. Right.
Yeah.
And again, lifestyle changed the way I ate, started working out every day, started going to the gym, and just changed everything about the way I go about feeding myself and thinking about food and exercise. And again, the change mentally has been incredible. The physical change that, I can, sleep through the night without having to roll over because my hip hurts, and my energy levels through the roof. And, people treat you differently too. No one takes a fat guy seriously. I mean, that's just the truth that,
but you said it was
happy, but no one wants to listen to a fat guy talk about things seriously. No one takes you seriously.
It was 300 pounds when your daughter was born, right?
No, on June 16th of this year.
Oh, this year?
Pounds. Yeah. 5 months ago, I was 300 pounds.
Wow, you're so fat. 140. No good for you. It's no good for you.
No, it's not good. And
You
again,
could
I was
have
on
died.
blood pressure. I was on three blood pressure medications. I was on a statin, and I was on for GERD, for acid reflux. So I was taking the 5 medications. Right now, I take 1. I got rid of the statin. I got rid of the acid reflux, and I got rid of 2 of my blood pressure
Is
medications.
statin regulating the cholesterol?
Cholesterol,
No?
yeah,
Cholesterol, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I
in this country, almost every 40-year-old's on a statin and a blood pressure medication.
and is
Because we're
your
all obese.
cholesterol okay now? That you
It's
got
great.
off it?
And listen to what I eat. I eat like 5 things. I eat steak. I eat eggs. I eat asparagus, green beans, and butter, and that's it. And I do little kippers.
Similar diet we have.
Yeah, so it's like sometimes it's called the chicken and broccoli. I'm not big on chicken, so I just substitute steak. But like I said, lost 60 pounds in about 5 months. My cholesterol, my HDL actually dipped a little bit, so I've incorporated some
How high
herring.
is your HDL?
What is it right now? Or what was it? I think my HD. I can go grab my blood work if you want to know all my numbers, but
depends on the measurement. I have quite high HDL. I supplement so much omega-3. So much.
High HDL is okay. I mean, it's also, you know, you want the ratio to be there too. But my LDL was high. My LDL was like over 100, and so that's why the doctor put me on the statin. Now it's at my last blood test, which was 6 weeks ago, it was like 60, which for my my LDL was way low, and my HDL was low too. So I've been trying to supplement with some more canned fish to bring up my HDL.
I'm skinny guy. I have high cholesterol. I have on the edge, so depends on the test. Sometimes I have way lower, but the average I would be like the HDL I have high, which is at 70. I have depends on the measurement. It says because I don't know the microgram per like something
liter,
but so this was it meant to be equal 40 or over. I have 70, but the LDL I have like 130, 140.
Yeah, that's high.
So I have very high, the bad one, and the total is up to 200 is okay. I have usually over 100, but I don't have over 300. But I'm skinny guy, so might be some different reason, not really.
But
diet.
You probably have a genetic component that gives
my father has high cholesterol, so not overweight.
And again,
yeah.
What they're measuring is how fats are deposited into your arteries and whatnot.
Yeah.
So just because you have a high cholesterol diet does not necessarily mean you're going to have high cholesterol numbers. And to furthermore, they've actually never like radio tagged cholesterol and seen it actually. There's no evidence that says dietary cholesterol causes high cholesterol.
Which was because
we just make that correlation.
I wanted to say that is made up. Like, the fact that where everyone say, hey, it's butter. That's why you get the heart disease. It's apparently made up.
And again, my opinion, not a doctor, but sugar is
the worst,
the main enemy of your body, more so than your cholesterol or your fat intake. Sugar seems to be the epidemic, and you can see it throughout our community where I did an internship for being a dental hygienist at the Pasco Yaqui. It's the Native American tribal community dental center. And 90% of the Pasco Yaqui have type 2 diabetes. And you go across the border into Mexico, which is only 60 miles away from here. Yeah. The same tribe of people has 10% diabetes. So, and it's all exposure to their, the people in Mexico still have a traditional diet. The natives living here in the States eat out of a convenience store. They eat chips and drink Budweiser, and they're all diabetic. I mean, all of them. And I get it. I think it just speaks to the impact of refined sugars and what it's had on our diet.
Now I do eat sugar, but I was extreme. Also, in the moment when I was depressed, I wasn't touching sugar. Like, I had like so extreme diet at some point that like I was, I don't know, consuming 1,400 calories a day. You know, I'm like, I
That's
can go to the extremes. But I was experimenting with everything. So I was a little bigger than I'm now. I never was like overweight really, but I was like, I was skinny fat. I had the belly. I was consuming a lot of sugar. Then I would experiment, cut the sugar, lose like 7 kilograms. Then I would experiment further. Then I would have like 2 weeks only meat. I was experimenting with everything. But for me, the best one is I'm on high protein diet. So I like steak. I love fish, eggs, fats, avocado, like I like avocado and stuff, vegetables, but I also eat carbs now. But I need to be careful because recently I was a little bit binge eating, so I gained 2 kilograms, and I'm very like I'm super obsessed. 2 kilograms like no good.
well,
So I'm super obsessed. I'm so obsessed that for over a year I was able to keep the weight at 72 nearly spot on all the time. That's I because I was like, if I go 73, I would like starve myself a little bit for the next few days. I'm
right.
this sort of guy.
And so as an addict, I just obsess over everything. I get
Yeah,
on the scale, and if I've gone up a half a pound or a pound, I'm beating myself up. I'm analyzing my diet. I'm trying to, take another dump and get that get that
do you
8
drink
ounces off of
coffee?
me.
Do you drink
I
coffee?
drink coffee is my new whiskey. I drink
Oh,
probably too much coffee, but I don't put any cream or I
yeah.
shouldn't lie. I should try and tell the truth, but I do use a little bit of grass-fed cream every once in a while, and,
Okay,
and I'll put a
I
scoop of
don't.
sugar in it. But that's like a treat for me. That's like, hey, you did good today. Have a nice cup of coffee with some cream and sugar. But on the day-to-day, I just drink black coffee.
Yeah, I do
I
one caffeinated a day, and then I drink one decaf. It's before I eat, so I don't know if you eat breakfast or not, but I can't eat breakfast. I will
say,
gain weight straight away. So I don't
well,
eat breakfast, but it's coffee. It's
I
black
do
coffee.
intermittent fasting too. I don't eat
Yeah,
until it's 10 a.m. here, and I don't eat after 6 p.m. here. So
and yeah,
breakfast is at 10 a.m. There is no lunch, and then dinner's usually
and
right
what time you
before
wake
4
up?
or 5.
7. Yeah.
8, 7, yeah,
Oh,
7:30, 8 o'clock, 8,
yeah.
8.
So,
It used to be earlier, but now that I'm working nights too, I told you I have 2 jobs, so I
oh
work all
yeah,
day and all night. So
yeah. So
7 a,
I
8.
in the morning I can go longer. So today I had food 2 p.m. That's the I wake up 8 past 8. Um.
And
So
coffee is a stimulant, so it's an appetite suppressant. So
so
I have a
then
couple.
past 10 is the coffee, black coffee.
Yeah,
And then I'm pumped. So it's the
yeah,
video time. That's the
yeah.
video.
Got your
and
jitter
then
juice.
and then I get decaf. Or sometimes I record drinking decaf as well. And then like I'm not hungry, right? So then like when I get hungry, 1 p.m., it's like I'm eating. 7 is like the dinner. And non-alcoholic beer, so 8 is stop. And I go quickly to bed. I go 10 p.m. to bed. So
Yeah, I'm not sure
long
I can
sleep.
get on the decaf. I think if there was one cup of coffee left in the world and the world was filling up full of piss, I still wouldn't drink that cup of
It's
decaf.
it's because I'm obsessed. So I know if I get second coffee, I will get addicted to caffeine, and then I will require 2 caffeinated coffees. So I'm like control freak. I
Yeah.
don't want to build up the higher caffeine tolerance, which is stimulant, right? It's just
Yep.
the
It's just another stimulant. But it's
as
a
as
warm and refreshing one, and it
oh, I
doesn't
love
kill my
coffee.
body. So yeah, I
I
love
love
coffee.
coffee.
Hey, I see this comment from Cryptor Hodler, who has been one of your longtime followers too, saying
Yeah.
Mediterranean diet is probably the best for most people. And I would say probably is an understatement. I would say it is the best diet. It's been statistically proven that
Yeah.
the Mediterranean diet is the best for your health overall. And I do love Mediterranean food. I love hummus. I love baba ganoush. I love grape leaves and falafel sandwiches. But again, because of the carb load, I've restricted myself from that for now until I get to a more ideal weight. And I hope to one day introduce some more foods that I love, like the Mediterranean diet, back into my life. But for right now, I'm strictly protein because I'm trying to lose weight.
Yeah, you
And
will
it
lose
seems to
weight on
be
the protein.
like I said, I'm already down 60 pounds. I'm trying to lose 100 just to start with. That'll at least get me back into like,
Yeah.
a healthier range. But
I,
even
I'm
losing 60 pounds has been life transforming.
I'm so much into Mediterranean diet that I can drink olive oil straight up.
Yeah. If I could put a little like salt and pepper
No,
with it, sure.
nothing,
Yeah.
nothing.
And
Just
then again, I only cook with EVOO. I don't use any canola, extra virgin olive oil
I go with butter, but like
and
olive,
butter.
I like to. So, for example, when I was extreme, I would have slice of bread, and I would give myself the bowl of olive oil. There was like maybe 50 or 70 milliliters, and I would like tap it, the bread fully tap, and eat this with olive oil. And I was thinking that's most healthy stuff I ever would do. Tomato, tuna. That was my diet. I would have tuna, tomato, slice of bread, and bowl of olive oil. But
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was thinking like that was like I was thinking I live in the best diet, right? But like I was like dropping kilogram a week
Yeah.
when I was already low, till I had like muscle twitches, and I was like, why I'm so healthy? It's like
No electrolytes.
yeah. So it's good now. Now I'm drinking like
And I do too. I use the grass fed butter. They, again, if you look at the research and the health benefits of using a good sourced butter,
I love bread.
good for
I
you.
love bread.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Again,
the bread and
carbs.
butter, like because it's like
But
bread
yeah, oh
butter.
yeah. I love basting my steak with I finish my steaks with a little bit of butter. And it just adds
Yeah.
that much more luxury.
By the way, when I was on like the SSRIs, few weeks in, I start feeling more flavors because so I got so obsessed with the sweet like croissant, bread rolls, jam, and for 2 months I was eating such shitty diet that like I just let myself so quickly from 65 to 75. It took me like 2 months. But and then I
Wow.
had to stop the croissant with
Yeah.
the jam. Like that was because if I would continue, I would keep going up. What's your goal? How low you
Well,
gonna go?
my initial weight is to hit 196. That'll be 100 pounds weight loss if I get to 196
Yeah.
pounds. I think my ideal weight for my height, which is 5'9", is around 165 pounds. So I think because I am a little bit bigger of a guy, I've always been I was a football player and, played sports. I've always been a pretty stocky guy. I think
Yeah.
175 would be a good healthy weight for me and would look right on my body. I would like to be ideal at 165, but 175, even 200 would be such a dramatic change for me that I would probably be satisfied.
165 should be your goal. I'm
Yeah,
saying
160. But and again, I give myself 10 pounds. I'm a pretty stocky guy.
so. I'm like 165 now. 165 now.
And how
like
tall? How tall in inches?
I'm 6'1", just over that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You're thin.
I'm a lean guy, so my legs are quite fat. Now it's over. I tell you exactly how much I have. So
6'1". Yeah, you're taller than I expected.
I'm right now. I'm 169 pounds.
100. Yeah.
160,
and you're 6'1".
and I gain weight, and I gain because I
Yeah.
gained 2 kilograms recently, and I'm
So again,
186.
if you look at the research, that puts you right in there. That puts you right at I think at
Yeah.
ideal.
So like I have very skinny arms, and like and I don't really build muscle. I've never tried, and because I love to be like I never built for the bodybuilding. I'm obsessed with the strength to body mass, kind of. So instead of being big,
again,
I want to do as many pull-ups as possible. So I never build
Right.
mass. That's not the.
Right.
I like climbing, so it's also being bigger is not good for you. That's,
Right. That's like the one sport that I'm just terrible at trying to rock climb because I have short, stubby legs and I don't have a very good strength to body ratio.
I'm not
just
good
doesn't
now
work for me.
because I wasn't doing this for a year because of pandemic. But you see the hanging board is here. What? This is hanging board. What? This.
What are we doing?
This
Oh
is
yeah. Your
hanging.
little. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
so
seen you do it.
I do. Yeah, so this is hanging board. That's like a little
Yeah.
obsession. So there's it's better than pull up because you train this part. So, but yeah, I wasn't really like this, but I'm in a better place now, I guess. So
Let me
I
pitch you my. Go ahead.
your idea, yeah, you were
Yeah, let
saying.
me pitch you my idea because I know people are getting impatient, want to talk a little bit about crypto. And I think I'm onto something here. You may not like it. I can totally
Wait.
handle
Like I
rejection.
meant this hanging board, by the way. I meant the hanging board that I hang. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. The idea.
So the idea
Yeah.
in an effort to grow your channel and in an effort to get more people involved too. I have this idea and I've seen this play out on other people's channels. We're going to make our own Squid Game. We're going to make a game that people that are watching our lives can participate in, and we're going to give away Cosmos and other Cosmos tokens as prizes for them. And I think with the right play, we can get maybe the projects on Cosmos to help sponsor. You could get affiliate links that could help to fund this game. So we do like a bingo game, right? You go to bingomaker.com and you can start your own bingo game, and I could host the bingo game during our lives. And then people like Crypto Hodler and all of our other fans they can play along with us or play along with each other. We should probably not play ourselves since we're trying to give away the money. And then whoever wins bingo will receive, 2 Cosmos or 5 Osmos.
I was thinking about this, I was thinking to start giving money, but I need a little bit more.
And
yeah.
So I could help, you could use maybe some of your super chat money that I know you're not utilizing. You could flip that into some Cosmos projects. That would get our listeners using Kepler wallet. You'd have to have a Kepler wallet to win so that we could just transfer the funds from, our show wallet to the winner's wallet. And then they could actually have a way to fund their wallet to begin with and start enjoying the things that we already enjoy on Osmosis Zone and all the other wonderful projects.
I could try to ask, but the problem, like, this is great idea, because I always was thinking I would like to give, because I was thinking like, oh, what these YouTubers do wrong, right? This great like these channels, they get this massive sponsorships. I was like, why they don't give it away?
Why can't we just give it away?
Why they don't do it? It would be so fair, like, because this is crazy money they get. Like they get,
and maybe we could get a small allocation from Cosmos Network to and we can show them that every coin, every token you give us, we give away.
Yeah.
Or maybe we retain a little bit for your effort.
Here's the issue. Channel. Here's the issue. Cosmos is pretty much community driven. It's not
they won't just give away.
It's not the project, where is the team and company that holds the token. So these people are often like me and you.
Yep.
And they would have their own tokens. So, for example, they openly say, if you go to Juno Network, for example, they say, we're not going to give money for any sponsorship, right? We're not going to give anything. There's like, we don't do this sort of stuff. So this is good thing about the project. But I was thinking, probably if I'm a little bit richer, I wish if I would have like 100%, like I was thinking, if I would have 10,000 subscribers, I'm happy to give away money as the celebration.
So how do we get to 10,000 subscribers?
But I cannot get to 10,000 subscribers because then with 10,000 subscribers, I can make a little bit of money on YouTube, right? And I can give it away. But now I'm not. Like I made like $150 that I didn't even monetize yet, So,
right. But I would like to sponsor if we did it, I'd sponsor it for, at least a few games a month. If we did this on a regular basis, once a month, twice a month, we could host some games, have some fun, and get some interaction too from your followers, from your subscribers, that they could actually come onto a live and win actual money. I think this would be a great motivator.
That's great.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I hope I could engage more people, because my live is watched by like 4 people, right? It's quite constantly. So it would be hard. So I hope we would get more.
So if we had 5 people that were willing to play a game with us, and I put up two cosmos, two atoms as the prize, like a $50-$60 prize, you got a 1 in 5 chance of winning if there's only 5 subscribers, right? So I think we go ahead.
I hope I will get to talk to some people from the blockchain and like just help people to start. I know there is this blockchain SIF chain, not sure if you heard.
Yeah,
so they give away
Rowan.
They give away money on the Telegram for people to start. They send them like one SIF chain. One SIF chain is not much, but like asking,
10 cents or whatever. Yeah.
But asking to actually like, so I can give. I was actually thinking on my Twitter because I like Handshake to start giving away domains to people because I have plenty of that shit. I have like 6,000. I told you actually.
I told you I put up Neural Divergence as it's ongoing auction now. I think that's a winner.
Yeah,
don't go buy it.
And you saw probably I'm trying to clickbait on YouTube recently, but it's just not working. It's just not working.
Well, again, the algorithm. I do. And you make great thumbnails. Your thumbnails are
the recent ones. Best. I was like the last 2 thumbnails. I was like,
America Great Again hat.
They're good, but
they're
like
good.
It's my friend. Put the MAGA hat as the addition.
That's I'm not trying to kiss your ass too much, but you're funny. You make great content. Your characters are just off the hook. Don Krypton and all the little characters you do, are like, to me, Saturday Night Live quality. Like, you could have a future in comedy for sure. You are a hilarious, funny guy.
You.
But we just need to reach a bigger audience. We need to let people know you're here. If that's what you want, I'm not sure that's really what you want if you're interested. But I think it's a great. Why wouldn't you? Right? Why wouldn't you want 20,000?
The one thing is, like, I was thinking to make one more video today, and I had this thought: hey, I'm trying to be more appealing, and I'm really trying to. You see, there's no secret. I try to clickbait. With this yesterday thumbnail. This ad can give you a ton of, and I was like, yeah, maybe that's a clickbaity, but then I'm like, maybe I will stop trying and I will just start putting boring educational content, because I can do a lot of this shit. Like, because I like teaching, this is.
It depends on what your goals are too. If you just want to be a straight guy, educate people, help people understand crypto the way you've kind of always have done, that's fine too. But if you want to grow your channel, if you want to be a player in the YouTube space, you're going to have to do some things that maybe you don't love, like we talked about it with what's his name, with Paul, that, the negative attention, the controversy, those are the things that get your likes and follows. And we can do that too. I can play a heel. I've thought about that too. Like, Richard Hart is like the only heel in crypto. He's the only bad guy in crypto. We need some bad guys. we could take the whole professional wrestling approach. I could just come on and start throwing tomatoes at people's faces. I can play any role, but it's just not what I want to do.
Yeah, I will try with a few more clickbaits maybe, and then maybe I will just relax and not try, because the problem is with these videos, you know what? Because I sell online courses, right?
Yep.
I told you before. And this is more than enough to support myself. But I did not do much work for the past year. And this is the issue, because my earnings are declining. I'm okay. I have savings and stuff.
Right.
But it's also thinking, look, I'm trying to do YouTube, but at the same time, I could double or triple my regular work. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a break and maybe do the work, record new course and stuff like this. So I'm also like torn between here because,
right.
It's,
you got to do what's right for you, for sure.
Yeah. And we'll see. We'll see where it goes. By the way, Richard got a COVID, Richard Hart.
Got COVID?
Yeah. And
he's also like vaccinated. Is he vaccinated?
No.
He seems like it's hard to tell sometimes if he's an anti-vaxxer.
But it's I don't want to push my agenda anymore. But he's overweight, right?
Yeah, clearly.
He's not a healthy guy,
and he's rich. Like he could probably have somebody cooking his food every single day for him.
Yeah,
right?
It's like, hey, you are overweight, man. Like, just take care. But like, because he was doing this tour in Europe, and he was like, he was like, someone was accusing him because some of these events, they required the vaccination proof and or negative test, and someone was like, "Oh, Richard, you vaccinated. I'm so disappointed in you," and stuff like this. And he's like, "No, I don't have the spike protein either from the vaccine or disgusting virus." I'm like, man, sooner or later you will get it. You know, you will
And when you
get
get
it.
it, you're gonna get sick.
And 2 days ago, he tweeted because people asking him when
Where
is the
he's been.
live, and he's like, "You will get live when I stop coughing." You know. And today he was tweeting that he's happy that his
Feeling better.
fever is already gone.
Good.
So yeah, I think, but his hex is not doing well.
Hex is not doing well.
And
It's actually, I think, up a little bit. I think
a
it
little
hit like
bit now,
17
but
cents.
it's below. It
Yeah.
went
Oh,
down to
yeah. It's
15
way up.
cents. They attacked me, but one thing I try to claim: look, if your hex doesn't perform well, this community is only about pumping. This community will be getting bitter, and as it's getting bitter, and people messaging me recently, right? They getting out. So it's
Yep.
happening. If the community of hex becoming bigger, you will be less and less sustainable to keep the community positive and pumping. And as people will start getting exit, this project might get to ruin. That was only one argument I tried to put.
Right.
You know, that's
And again, you know how strong the hex community feels. I don't want to go. I
Yeah.
actually hold hex. I have hex staked. I just don't have enough to actually make it worthwhile to pull it off there because I'd pay so much in gas fees, you know, transferring it back into ETH.
Yeah.
And that I'll probably just leave it there. But I don't care if it goes to 1 cent. It'd make me chuckle, I suppose. But yeah, Richard also, you know, he wants to live forever. He's put that $28 million donation he gave to the nonprofits, and that's what
It's
they
like,
do. They try.
but you know, it's like not much for medical research.
No, it's not. No, you can't do much with that. I just think it speaks to his disconnection that he wants to live to be 1,000 years old, but he doesn't want to take basic steps to take care of his body.
That's what I mean. Like, this is, you know, like, I understand maybe he struggled, right? Maybe he's struggling with his food habits.
Addiction. Yeah.
Yeah. But he truly wants to live forever.
He does. He thinks he's a genius and he should live forever to bless us all with his intellect.
Yeah, it's like, man, start from the jogging.
Yes,
start with the basics.
You know,
it will extend your life.
It not only will not only extend your life, but it'll extend the quality of your life. And that's really what it's about. It doesn't matter if you sleep 6 hours or 8 hours. It depends what you do when you're awake. You know, if I sleep, you know, if I'm awake 18 hours a day and I don't do anything, who cares? You know, take advantage of what you got. Take advantage of the time you have and what you can control. You know, we're probably not going to figure out how to live to 1,000 within a lifetime, but I can certainly tell you some steps you can take to make your life more meaningful and better, you know, a higher quality of life by controlling the things that you can control.
Yeah. But, you know, when I think of Richard, I actually think, when I look at the old Richard, I actually think maybe there is similarity to him for me. Maybe I don't want to praise myself or something, but I believe he was like, when he was younger, I think he was very hungry of life and very interested because this research that he donated, you know, if you research to him, 2008, 2007, Richard Hart, because there's Aubrey de Grey. This is the institution of the guy who do the life extension research. He was participating in some trials being run by this organization, and that's how he met Aubrey de Grey. So he was the guy, when he was younger, he was curious about the healthy living, about extending life. He was actually, you know, fascinated about life. But I wonder if he goes too far now, maybe, because some people might get too far and they lose the sense to reality at some point, you know? And they get this God complex to them, you know?
Yeah, he for sure has that. But again, he's like the only bad guy in crypto, though. I think we could do better with some more bad guys, create a more. I mean, people want to hear controversy. People want to hear
People want money.
some things.
Money.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, at the end of the day, but look at how much that BitBoy Pomp video got. Everybody that posted a BitBoy Pomp video got thousands and thousands of views. And to me, it was just kind of ridiculous. Like I hadn't followed Pomp at all. And of course, I know Ben Armstrong's videos, but I'm not a huge Ben Armstrong fan, but I thought he was well-spoken, made his points clear, and I thought Pomp was way out of his league. And
I was
lucky to even have the interview.
I was talking to a few people, and everyone told me the same, that they were on BitBoy's side, and I was on BitBoy's side.
Yeah, I think I got it
prepared.
Yeah, and he was well-spoken. He made his points, and I just felt like Pomp was just trying to fish, just trying to find something to latch onto, and it seemed like he was out of his league there.
Yeah, he was like laughing and like not really discussion. So it was like,
his best point was, you said $5 Doge, and
I was like, or he was like, but you promoted Shiba, and BitBoy, I didn't.
Right.
But you did promote Shiba. I didn't.
Yeah.
And it was like, he didn't promote Shiba. Actually, he did not do it.
But again, look at the views on that. Look at how much
people love it.
People just love that. And I just think I could do that. I can make a professional wrestling crypto show. You know what I mean?
By the way,
on here.
I remember you bought some HNS first time I said about it.
Yeah,
you sold
I still
it?
have some. No. Well, I mean, why would I sell it? You know?
Yeah, you went slightly up.
It did.
Not much, because it's very underperforming.
But again, I'm not into Handshake because of price speculation. I'm in it because I love the name buying.
I'm the same. I'm not selling it. I have some okay amount of tokens, and I keep buying names. Like I have like 1,500 auctions opened right now, so I'm like the robot, you know. But
you have like thousands of names.
6,000.
6,000 names. I have like 9.
I have 5,500 names, and 1,400 auctions opened.
Wow.
So, I will go to 10,000 names. I have some really good names. Like
I was just going to ask you that. Like, tell me some of your best names. I'll tell you my best name, I think, is Kiss Fan. I got Kiss Fan.
Kiss Fan.
The band Kiss.
Yeah, you could. I think if you will find the buyers,
maybe one day
you could get for it. Yeah,
maybe one day.
I'm trying to sell a lot, Flip, because most of that is useless. But best names you probably know is H, as for all-time high.
Yeah, ATH. Yeah,
I actually bought it. I bought it for 4,400 HNS.
You bought it from someone else?
Yes, for 4,400 HNS, ATH, and I'm actually registering it, so people will be able to buy the subdomain like Bitcoin.ath, Trader.ath. I don't know if it will be popular. Dopamine is my favorite.
We were just talking about Dopamine and Mullet.
It's my favorite. Dopamine and the Mullet. I love them so much. Dopamine I actually bought from someone else. It was listed for like 900 or something like this. I owe Emo. EMO.
Emo's a good one, yeah.
I paid 5,500 for it, HNS. I have BXD. Zyra is the character from League of Legends. I never played. I just know like I have other 3-letter. I have 2 more 3 letters, which is ZOE, and 1 more. I don't remember. So I have few 3 letters. One. I have 7 domains that are personality types, like ENTP and stuff like this. So I have 7 because there is. Do you know the 16 personality types?
Yes, yeah. I forget 7. Which one I am. Yeah.
So I have 7 personalities. I have thousands of emoji combos. Like some of the, like I really like, for example, sushi and chopsticks. So I have plenty of this.
But to have that work, wouldn't you also need the emojis available on the other end? So if I wanted to go to your sushi chopstick site, wouldn't I need to be able to put in a sushi and a chopstick on my end? I mean, I guess I don't understand emojis so well.
You can't register it yet. Like, I don't know. I just like, I think emoji, maybe people will be collecting this.
Will we all need a standard emoji set though? You know what I mean? Like, how will that work?
I
Well,
guess we need to wait to see. That's
see.
the
Okay, fair
but
enough.
so do you know No Evil Sea Monkey?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I bought this. It's the single emoji, and it's my number one. I believe if HNS will be like popular, I think this is crazy because it's very popular emoji. I paid for it 11,000 HNS back in May. I have the also another single emoji which is dancing lady, woman dancing, and I got this for 1,500, which was crazy. I think maybe some mistake guy made. So I have these two single emojis. This is like they both are in top 100 popular emojis. Have plenty names like I have adult shop. The name adult
Adult
shop,
shop. Yeah,
I have like a lot of the combinations with the secret, like secret club, maybe not secret browser, but like secret, like many secret words,
right.
the
Well,
combination, secret crew, you know. I have the cancer support, HIV support, cancer society, and all of this. I have like, seriously, I'm just going with
yeah.
everything. So
It
I
seems
could,
like the adult content domain names seem to be the most popular.
I do really have a lot. I'm trying. I have 12 a.m. 12 a.m.
Nice.
12 and then a.m. I have abuse survivor. I have ADA society. I have also, I owe like maybe 30 the names of the drugs that are on the list on the WHO as the drugs that are like essential drugs listed. I have like
Do you have
propofol.
ivermectin?
I sold it.
You had it.
I had ivermectin. I This was crazy. So that I actually had ivermectin, and I sold ivermectin, and as so I have I have addiction support
Yeah,
name.
yeah. I
So let's see, ivermectin I sold.
I have to bring it up, see what the price looks like. So
Oh,
it's
the
been
guy
kind
is trying to sell it for the same price now because he couldn't sell it.
of,
He wanted to do a flip. So I bought ivermectin for 0.79 HNS. I won the auction, and I sold it for 1,500 HNS. When everyone was talking about ivermectin, the guys bought from me,
right.
and now he's
And
selling for the same because he thought he's gonna make a flip. But I thought the popularity of ivermectin will die down.
what
And
is your thought process when you're creating looking for names? I mean, like,
so
how do you decide what's good?
um
I know we try and cue in on
so
maybe
for
social trends and
yeah, so for the drugs, I just opened the page, the WHO essential
yeah,
medications, and I have
you
like I have
started
like
creating the list.
yeah, I like bromazepam, ivermectin, propofol, and I have these drug names because as I said, I kind of think chemistry is magical. So I owe a lot of the drug names.
Yep.
Um, Personalities. Let me see what I have because there's many that I so it's when the society, so there's abuse survivor, this is the addiction surviving, cancer, the Z. So there's like cancer society, cancer support,
Yep.
HIV society. So I'm thinking of the group, something that could be I can't sell them though, but I'm
Not
hoping like,
yet.
I have anime club, right?
Yeah.
I had the coffee lab before, so I was thinking of coffee, right? So coffee, so I had like coffee lab, coffee shop was probably taken, Italian roast, on all of this with coffee, like coffee stop, coffee station, all of this trying to coffee, and I was thinking of the names that cafe has. So I sold coffee lab before, also. Let me see if I'm. Yeah, I sold Coffee Lab in June for 2,500 HNS, and I won the auction for 30 HNS. So it's
What's
not
HNS?
nicely.
HNS is about 10 to 1 on the dollar, right? Like 10
Right now
cents
it's
for an
40
HNS.
cents. 40
40
cents now.
cents. Okay.
Right now. So, but
Okay.
when I was buying, actually, a lot of this was like 70 cents. So, for example, when I bought Monkey, the HNS was at 70 cents, and I actually bought some HNS at 70 cents. So, like, I'm not really winning on HNS. I'm like probably break even.
Yeah, I think I'm actually a little ahead still on HNS.
Yeah, I think you bought
But
at 20 few cents. So
yeah, it looks good.
uh,
But again, I'm not in it for the price speculation. I could care less about the
yeah, me
actual
too.
price.
I'm like long term. I'm like
Yeah,
long term.
and I think in a couple of years, if it gets adoption, that's when the real payoff
Yeah.
will be.
Something I have also 5 a.m. MPEG 4. I have really
I paid
many,
for
I
you.
think,
Yeah.
good names. I bought a lot of so I have Arizona land, Arizona estate, real estate, Arizona estate, I think, and then Ohio estate, Ohio land. I sold it all for like 50 HNS each. So I bought
Okay.
all the states with the
Did you
real
mint them
estate.
or buy them? Did you create them or you bought
I
them?
bought for free.
Okay, same.
So I open. So now I don't try to buy specific names because the names I like I already have. So now I open like thousands of auctions, and I'm hoping that no one will outbid me.
Right.
Because if no one will outbid you, you will
You
get
get
it
it
for
for
free.
whatever. Yeah.
So if I open
essentially free.
3,000 auctions and I lose 2,000, it doesn't matter. I get 1,000 names. I had the name. I had like the bikini emoji and sparkles that I sold for 1,200 recently. So some
Nice.
like you spent like 50 on 1,000 auctions, but one of them you sell for 1,200 is good.
Right.
So
Can we?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I have some questions about how to exit when if the bear market hits, when the bear market hits. Would you continue to hold your Cosmos stakes, and
So
or will you convert that into some kind of stable coin and wait?
I'm gonna answer and I have to run. I have to make chicken because my mom is so she's like sleeping. I was thinking because can I catch moment to unstake, right?
Right.
So my thinking is, should I hit unstake on my tokens in December? Just
that's
in
right. That's
case.
my question.
Just in case if that's the top. So if I see Bitcoin going like, let's say many people say Bitcoin will go parabolic. If I will see Bitcoin going up, I think I'm gonna unstake it, unless nothing will happen. But if I see Bitcoin going like crazy prices, I think I'm gonna hit unstake because it will mean the altcoins probably follow soon. And I like staking my Atom because I get the airdrops. But I'm also thinking of buying a house or a flat.
Right.
So
that's so you need.
Yeah. So I'm considering this to unstake if the market will move up. The Juno will be difficult because maybe I will not do Juno because the Juno is 28 days.
28 days. Yeah, you have to be way ahead of it to make it.
Whole month.
You think would it be a bad play if I just left all of my Juno and Cosmos and all the Akash projects just in place, let them just ride through the bear market? I mean, we will return to these prices one day, don't you think?
So, because many people say, hey, now is the different time because it's the adaptation, it will not dump as much. But in 2017, everyone was talking the same. So, and ADA, Cardano, was also very popular. And in 2017, ADA hit over $1. And everyone was saying, hey, maybe ADA is going to $10. It was the same. Everything was the same rhetoric. Like ADA got down to 2.5 cents later. So the question is, Oh, maybe I hold it through the bear market because maybe it will dump 70%. It can dump 98%.
Right.
And you will be left with the piece of dust. That's what it will be, right? So the lowest the atom was 110, and it was at the pandemic low.
Wow. So
Can
again,
it
I
go
guess
that low? I don't think it will go that low, to be honest. But would I be happy to hold in it when it will hit $5? Probably not. I
right.
mean, I would hold it, but I would be probably thinking, hey, I should have sold it, and then buy it back a year later.
Buy back at a
Right?
lower price.
So I'm holding it, but if I will be able to catch opportunity, like if I see the market going crazy, I think I'm gonna hit unstake.
Unstake. Yeah. Because
Because
again, with the bonding, you need 14 days to get out of your liquidity
Atom
pool if you're in
21,
the 14.
Atom 21, Osmosis 14, which is
And
cool.
then Juno 28 on Omniflix. So
I'm hoping
in 28 days of a bear market, you could have lost everything, right? I mean, you'd be too late if you're not ahead of it.
Yeah, with HNS could be different because I'm hoping, because not sure if you noticed, the ENS, Ethereum Name Service, it got its token yesterday, so it's getting crazy. So I think maybe naming recent will get some traction soon. So it would be easy to get rid of HNS if that would go parabolic. If not, I'm not gonna sell it, right? But if it would happen. But if I will see like Bitcoin going from 60K to over 100K, that's not normal. Like that's the sign that we are approaching something, and nothing goes up forever. Michael Milken used to say.
Right.
I think the king of the remember the Milken? It was in 80s.
Nope.
There was movie, the Wall Street, the movies after him.
Oh,
he was the king.
Street?
He was called king of the trash bonds or something like this. He was like, you can Google Michael Milken. Cool guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to run.
Well, again, thank you so much for sharing your time with me and chatting. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Let's do it again. Let's do it soon. Let's get a bingo game, or let's work on this. I'll sponsor a couple games.
There was not so much crypto chat, but I hope like whoever watched it was okay to listen. Aidan, thank you. I don't know if Reda is here. So Reda is Reda is so much into blockchain that I don't think he's interested in this talk. But blockchain is something I like, but I prefer to talk about other stuff actually. So
well, I feel like I can talk on just about any subject I know a little something about. Yeah. So I'm interested in talking to you about anything you want to talk about. But again, people want to hear about pumping their bags and making gains and all that.
We'll talk about blockchain as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
So, enjoy your day. Yeah.
Yeah, peace. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Martin.